Hello everyone. Today's video is somewhat overdue and I want to apologize for that. In particular, I want to apologize to Steffen, without whom I couldn't be making this film. He's been very nice and helpful to me, but unfortunately, as you may have seen in my last video about wheels, I haven't had the best of luck with this car recently. Anyway, the car was fixed fairly promptly and is back on the road, so now I can finally give you my review of the Leitspeed Lotus Evora spec wheels. Now these are very important for a couple of reasons. The main one being the fact that if you own an Evora, your aftermarket options are really quite limited. Even by comparison with an Elise, there's very little in the way of aftermarket upgrades for this car. If you want a bit more power, you can go to Comatech, but if you want to do anything decorative or performance-wise, it's not very easy. You have to look pretty hard and generally try and adapt other things to fit this car, and when so much on this car is bespoke, that's not an easy task. Now there's a lot of people who want some sort of upgraded wheel option for their Evora. Now there's quite a few people in the 400 world who have the cast wheels that the car came with as standard, who wanted a set of the forged wheels, but until very recently Lotus wanted around £6,000 for a set. They've now reduced that price to just under £4,000 a set. It's not cheap, and I know there's a lot of people who really want the ultra lightweight 410 spec wheels, but if you have a 400, Lotus will not sell you those. Fortunately though, Steffen has come to the rescue with his Leitspeed wheels. They are one of the very few pieces of aftermarket hardware designed explicitly for the Evora. These are super lightweight alloys. To put that into perspective, they weigh around 5.5 kilos less than the forged wheel options on the Evora 400, which are already very light. They're around 9 kilos per set lighter than the regular items. And wheels, of course, are part of that unsprung mass. It's that mass which isn't contained by the car's suspension system, and of course wheels being a rotating item create a lot of forces, so any opportunity to get weight out of them is always going to be very beneficial. How beneficial, you ask? Well, Steffen believes that these wheels will make your car accelerate, brake and turn better. He's done some scientific testing too and found that there is a difference in acceleration between the regular wheels and his ultralight items. I'll be honest, I can't feel that difference from where I'm sitting. That's probably because the sort of benefits he's claiming aren't really going to be noticeable to anything other than a clock. However, there are two very good reasons that you should consider upgrading to these wheels if you have an Evora of any description. Number one, they look awesome. I wasn't so sure about the design when I saw them, and this set I've got on loan until Christmas, and Steffen wanted me to have the gunmetal grey ones. I asked for black because that's what the car was wearing already, and I was worried whether the grey might clash with the other parts of black that are already on the car. However, they do look absolutely gorgeous. The 400 in particular, because it's got these absolutely massive brakes, having those thin-spoked wheels on just looks brilliant, and the car seems now even more purposeful than it did before. It's a real visual boost for the car, and if you're trying to make an already rare and exclusive Lotus look even better, this is a good way to do it. In fact, if you had 410, 430 in red, and had a gold set of these, which Steffen will do as an option, that's just perfection in my eyes. The other benefit is because these wheels do help to improve the Lotus qualities of the car. I've felt driving this in comparison to the forged items that the steering is just that little bit more transparent, that little bit more communicative. And for a car like this, that really does make a difference. Now, it's very possible that you'll be able to feel real differences in terms of turning and braking and so on when you're on track. But in truth, at road speeds and British road speeds, I'd be lying if I said I can feel it. However, the helm definitely feels more alive now than it ever has done. And that really can only be a good thing. Now let's talk about the only downside of these wheels, the price. They're not cheap. Now, there's a few different options available, which are basically different finishes, but you're not getting much change from around £5,500 to £6,000. That's a huge amount of money. There's no two ways about it. And if you're used to aftermarket wheels on other cars where you can pick up a whole set for about 1,500 quid to £2,000, it's gonna seem like a very, very bitter pill to swallow. And I think because of that price, very few people are going to go for them. Realistically, I think the people that are going to buy into these are those that have got a 430 or a 410. If you've already spent 6 figures on getting an Evora and you want the ultimate driving experience, well, there's very little that you can do to actually improve upon that car. The engine and gearbox are already near their limit, so performance improvements have to come from different methods. And there's no more Lotus way of improving a car's performance than reducing weight. And when you can reduce unsprung weight and get that handling benefit, well, that's a real win-win for any Lotus owner. So in short, I give Steffen's Leitspeed wheels a big thumbs up. Yes, they are pricey, but just holding one in your hands, you can really see the artistry and the craftsmanship that's gone into making this thing. They are truly beautiful. They may not be the cheapest thing you can do to your car, but if you want your Evora to be the most Lotus that it can be, I'd strongly recommend trying one. Steffen's currently looking at expanding his retailer network, but you can contact him on his website. I'll put the link in the description below. Speak to him, say that you've seen the video, and I'm sure he'll work out a way to get you in a car with a set of these on. Now, if you're interested in buying a set of these, Steffen is looking at expanding his dealer network throughout the known world. But for now, the best way to get a set is to speak to him directly. I'm going to put the link for his website in the description below, so please get in touch with him, and any questions you've got, he'll be more than happy to answer. He's a very active member of the Lotus community and really embodies the spirit of what being a Lotus owner is all about. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this short little review. I'll see you for the next one. Bye-bye.